another premium spirits review. I am your KO Extreme Phil KOE, joined by my indomitable broadcast partners.
Oh, hi, I'm Jermz.
Welcome to the show, Jermz. You're lending us your palate and your nose for this incredible tasting once again. And,
of course, the one, the only, the 6-time champion, Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff right down there, folks. Here we go, yet again. We started a long Scotch review with the Glenn Levitt line. Jermz was here for that. We stepped it up a bit and did 6 different Scotches when chicken came along. And now we are going even above that, and we are going to knock down 8 of the Johnnie Walker line.
the Johnnie Walker line, folks. Now,
if you didn't like blended Scotch before tonight, well, you're not going to have much of a fucking choice here.
Yeah, you are going to really enjoy this one this evening. Yeah, Johnnie Walker, one of the most well-known blended distilleries in the world.
Yes.
I had to set that off, sir.
Right.
If you didn't know, Johnnie Walker himself was a grocery store owner who actually did not drink. He just had such a good feedback loop of his customers telling him what they liked in their blends. He was able to give a consistent blend for his customers. Because single malts, while they're great, they can be a bit inconsistent. So
depends your outlook on it.
The blended Scotch allowed to keep a consistent flavor profile from year to year. And so that's why some folks really appreciate it. And now we have the whole line of their colored labels. We have red label,
The standard.
black label,
The other standard.
double black,
The double standard.
gold reserve.
Barkeep's favorites.
I thought you were going to say the gold standard.
Ah,
Too easy.
that's on me.
But then we got green label, the green standard.
And we must thank Jermz for finding that
Yes,
and bringing
thank
it
you,
tonight.
sir. Yes, this is his bottle. Mine's a bit more diverse. His is a bit bigger. I'll give you that.
Compensate much?
Sheesh.
Lay it on the table.
Fair enough.
Then we've got the 18-year, which I've had some before and it's amazing. The platinum,
Which is the same thing as the 18.
they say. But you know what, guys? I think us and you with the audience here at home, I think we'll be the judge of that.
Fair
We
enough.
will compare these side by side. And then we'll end it, the grandest of them all, Johnnie Walker Blue Label. So,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
My experience is yes, gold, and that's it. Yeah, black, double black, red, gold. I have not had the green, the platinum, the 18, or the blue. So when we get towards the end of this and we're fairly inebriated, I'm probably going to be really generous with my ratings.
I've had blue before, so I'm going to be honest. But, all right, so gentlemen, for our grading scales, we're going to be going as...
I don't get the Jermz scale. I like it and I don't.
I mean,
we might get there. We might get
that's
there.
true. We'll get there.
We're going to start off with blended Scotch, brown spirit, shelving.
Okay.
So, blended Scotch, very specific. Scotch, you're putting it up against all Scotches, and would you introduce people to Scotch through this avenue?
Is this a good representation of Scotch?
Yes. And then, brown spirit, you're putting it up against all the Scotches and whiskeys and bourbons and brandies and rums and all the...
That's the one I can actually do. I can't micro-grade.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to sacrifice for the KOE Nation and RWP audience tonight. So,
All right.
and then the shelving, would you put it on your top, middle, bottom shelf? So, we're going to start off this evening with the beginning of the Johnnie Walker line red label. This is actually the favorite of one Winston Churchill. He drank this almost every day.
That's a pretty good endorsement.
Yep.
Say that.
Or it's cheap.
Well,
or
everybody
it's cheap
watching.
enough to drink daily.
Yes. Yeah, I
You know,
think
it was during the
a
war.
$7.50 of red is not
Not
very
terribly expensive.
I don't know if it's $20 or a little more.
Now, they recommend this is blended in some sort of cocktail, which I perfectly understand. I'm going to be using this when we eventually do our tribute to Winston Churchill. But so, gentlemen, let's see how it hits the
Full
nose.
disclaimer, folks. Settle in. You ain't going anywhere for a while.
Oh, this one, yeah, this is going to be good. All right, so let's see how it hits the nose, gentlemen. I'm not there.
There's nothing there. It's a bitter Scotch aroma. That's all I get.
Smells like something better than
Caramel.
Quick.
Yeah, mostly distiller's caramel.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm getting.
Yep. Well, gentlemen, let's see how it hits the palate.
What we can do one cheersies.
On the red.
Yeah, on the red.
Let it sit too long.
No. That is exactly as I remember it. And it's been a while since I've had it. Let me get one last. I get the caramel. I don't know what they're blending in with that one, but that's a distinct caramel.
This is going to be, it's going to sound like, at first, a very big compliment, but give me a minute here.
Okay.
Now, you know how Cardew is the base blend?
Yep.
I can taste Cardew blended down with clearly not as good whiskeys.
Perfect.
That's...
Yeah.
Am I off on that?
No, that's best possible way to put that.
Now, granted,
Yeah.
They blended it to try and fix it.
Yes, yes. Cardew is a marvelous, silky smooth single malt.
Yeah.
We've reviewed it here, and it's amazing. If you can get a bottle of Cardew 12, jump on it. Cardew 15 or 18, yes. But that's the base blend in every Johnnie Walker. And I can get just a small hint of that.
Oh, yeah, I can taste it.
But you could tell they put enough in it on inferior whiskeys. And I don't mean just put it like that, but just, you and I work in mills, and we both are like, nah,
Yeah.
this particular batch of grain wasn't the greatest. Maybe run it through the process one more time, see if we can't clean it up a bit. You know, that's happened more than once. And this one, that's just what I get the impression of.
I think that's fair.
That's why you would want to put that one in a mix. So
I get that. It's very, yeah, like you said, that Cardew-based flavors there. I get a lot of bitter sweetness, sugary bitter sweetness. Caramel hit me, and there's burn there, and definitely not a honey burn like you get with some scotches. It's just a mellow Scotch burn, and there's not a lot on the back flavor.
all right, now gentlemen, go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say it's also the clearest of the bottles up here too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
absolutely correct.
Now, gentlemen, as a blended Scotch,
2 1/4.
That sounds right. I wouldn't give them that.
I'm gonna go 2.
2?
2 stars. As a Scotch, just as a general Scotch, introducing someone to the concept of Scotch itself.
3.
3.
I'd say 2.5 because it's still bitter. I mean,
Yeah.
This might scare somebody away from trying.
I think 3. I give it a 3 because this is a very base Scotch flavor. It's not super burny. You're not getting heat with it. So this would be for the price and the taste and the burn, you're getting a good introduction to what's to come if you expand your knowledge of Scotch. So I think that's probably the best thing you can do with Johnnie Walker Red is to use it as a base introduction for someone who's not familiar with Scotch.
I'm gonna disagree on that one, but you're gonna see I'm gonna flip it a little bit in the next category. This one, I would not introduce somebody to Scotch with this one. I would get into it much later.
Okay.
So this one, I'm gonna give 2 stars as a Scotch.
Okay.
Now, gentlemen, as a brown spirit.
2.
Oh, okay.
2.5 just because that's baseline.
You and I are going to disagree on this one,
Okay.
T. As a brown spirit, because I like to make cocktails and such, this would be a very good cocktail whiskey, and I can see why the manufacturer recommends that.
Okay.
I'm going to give it 3 stars as a brown spirit.
All right.
So you and I, we're agreeing but disagreeing.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Now, Sheldon, gentlemen.
Bottom.
Yeah, I'm probably not owning it.
Yeah, this will be going on the bottom shelf. But hey, that means it's available for making cocktails. And it's going to be sitting right next to my cocktail shaker.
Those who ask for Johnny and don't know what they're asking for are getting that.
Yep. And now we move onward and forward to the black end of the Johnnie Walker line. We have Johnnie Walker Black. This has been their standalone Scotch that they've been over a century now. The 12-year age statement has been there for a very long time. This has been an iconic brand in spirits for, like I said, century now, well over a century. And yes, the Walking Man right there. And yeah, Johnnie Walker Black Label was their first quintessential standalone. And now we're going to see how this one.
Wow me.
All right.
It's been a long time since I've had black. That's probably.
This is actually the end of the line for me. I've had red and black. The rest of it is
New for you?
All right. I like it. Fresh meat.
All right.
Okay. Here.
See, it's for those, gentlemen?
Much sweeter.
Yeah.
not as offending.
No, definitely not.
No bitter.
Not more of a, here I go again, but a honey caramelized flavor. Smell. I get it there. But it's more of a sour honey, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, like a sour apple.
Yeah. Sour caramel apple.
Yeah. Now, it's a lot better than I remember black mint. So let's see how it hits the top, gentlemen.
Mellow. Smoky. Ooh. A bit more burn than the red for sure.
Cardew with less bad whiskeys.
Yes.
More grown up.
But yeah, that's good stuff there.
I would say I definitely get a lot more of the Cardew flavor. It might not be fair that we didn't let Jeremy sample the Cardew.
I was saying, you keep saying Cardew, now I feel left out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Next time I get some, I'm gonna have to.
I definitely
Next
feel.
time bring Cardew and sleeves.
Yes. It's almost summer. We'll get in there. I don't know. I really get the Cardew on this one, and it's like a smoky Cardew. But this one, for me, on the back, after it settles in your throat, it really opens up your airways a lot more than the red did, for sure. I like that a lot better. But still, it's very base.
Alrighty. Jermz, what's your impression?
That wasn't a big enough glass.
Alright, he liked it. He liked it. Alright. He likes it. I enjoyed it. That's a lot more smooth than I remember, or just, perhaps its reputation deserves.
I think it's smoother, but it's got a little bit more of a burn.
Yeah, like my mouth still got a bit of a burn.
Warm burn. It's not,
yes.
It's not an alcohol burn.
This one could.
That was bitter.
If you can't come up with anything else, this is a good sipping whiskey.
You could sip it
for sure.
And you could cocktail it if you had to.
You could.
Wouldn't be my first go-to, but I could. I could make some things happen with this. If I had to make it.
You're making me rethink the red rating on the brown spirit, because I would cocktail that before I cocktail this because it's got more smoky.
Well, no, I keep the red bottle and save the black.
Okay.
That's what I do.
All right.
All right.
That's good input.
All right, gentlemen.
Like that.
So, as a blended Scotch, what do you rate this, sir?
2.5.
I give you a full 3 on this.
3? I'm going to agree with you, Tony. 2.5 on blended.
Yep.
Now, as Scotch, introducing somebody to Scotch.
I'm gonna stick with 2.5.
I'm gonna stick with 3.
Okay. I'm gonna say 2 3/4. I'm gonna split the difference
There you
between
go.
you gentlemen because it is a decent introductory, but boy, I can think of several that I'd pick first. But if I had to, this would be one I'd use.
Okay.
Now, brown spirits.
Okay, you're gonna make me retract on the red. I'm gonna give it an extra quarter, 2 1/4. Like you said, it would cocktail better, and I'm gonna give this 2.
Damn. Okay.
Just brown spirit. I'm going to 275 since that's what we're
Okay.
doing. But
I'm sticking with you. It's 275 as a brown spirit. It works. Double black. This one's actually interesting.
Okay.
Before I get into this, I just want to explain the technology
Yeah.
that they actually trademarked for double black. When you make a crate, a cask for whiskey, it's just regular slats of wood. But in order to get more whiskey contact with more wood surface, they actually carved little V's into every slat of wood so that more liquid made more contact. And so it's a way to really quickly age a whiskey. If you want to get a whiskey aged in potentially half the time, depending on how much you rotate, this ages it a lot faster.
So this is an efficient way of doing it.
Yes, and this is just an interesting technology.
is there an aging time between the black and double black?
I don't think it's any different.
They don't put an age statement on this, I believe.
I don't think
No.
there is though.
Because you got to realize, in a double black barrel, it could get to 12-year equivalent in like 6 years,
Yeah.
just depending on the temperatures. So we'll see how. Now I've heard a lot of good, a lot of bad about this one. This one's divisive in the Johnnie Walker world.
I'll be honest. The last time I had this, I wasn't nearly as snobbish as I am these days, but I wasn't a huge fan.
All
So
right.
here we
Pizza
go.
and nosing glass.
I don't think that's gonna help.
Okay, get it.
Holy shit.
Yep, that's smoky.
Yep, that's bringing back. Yep.
These are the ones I like. There's wood in there.
Yep. Yeah, if you like wood, Johnnie Walker Double Black is the whiskey for you. We might have just put on Jermz' favorite. He's a
Man,
wood.
that. Oh my gosh.
All right.
That's on fire.
Yeah, I'm getting charred wood.
That's all I'm getting. I'm not getting any of the sweetness, the honey, the caramel, any of that.
Charred wood.
Charred wood, but
Wood.
not a specific wood.
Wood and alcohol. That's
God, what kind of wood am I getting there?
Not oak.
Not pine. No, not oak. That's not what
Ever burned a mulberry tree?
No, I can't say I have, but maybe that's what I'm smelling. Well, it smells like I remember it, so.
Let's
Cheers,
see how it
folks.
goes down, gentlemen. Woo! Some peat in there.
I don't even know if I call that peat.
It's peat-like.
Yeah, it's peat-like. Oh.
I can't believe it's not peat.
Yep. Wow, that's like you took a bottle of Cardew and lit it on fire.
again. I need to learn Cardew.
Yeah, really do. Yeah, it's a great single malt. Oh.
This one's actually, it's almost different to me.
How can it taste smoky and clean at the same time?
That's smoky and buttery.
Okay.
Am I off on that? Are you getting that? Like,
Yeah,
it's got
FTM.
kind of a butteriness to
Well,
it.
most smoky is, a lot of times you get that wood in the smoke, it's overwhelming, but this is still smooth. To me.
Hey, you like what you like.
That's fair.
Okay, Tony, as a blended scotch.
1.5.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm not going to be fair to a blended, but 2.5.
2.5. I'm gonna agree with you. 2.5 as a blended scotch.
That's fair. I'm being quite bitter. It tasted exactly like I expected to from what I remembered. So my expectations weren't through the roof by any means, and I don't want to say it brought back bad memories. It's definitely better than when I last tasted it. But I don't know. I didn't get any of that buttery with the smokiness. It was just a reverberating smokiness, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's like the smokiness is so much it almost gives you like a peat like.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not a peat. It's not.
So,
Once it's off your nose, though.
Yeah.
So as a Scotch, how do you?
As a Scotch, I'll give it a deuce. 2.
Deuce. As a Scotch.
I'm probably gonna stick with 2.5 just because that's baseline, and I'm still.
I'm gonna go 2 1/4 on this one. Decent Scotch. It's a decent Scotch.
That's good enough.
As a brown spirit.
1.
I'm gonna give 3.5.
Wow.
He likes it.
He
likes
I
it.
can taste that.
Man.
It's something with the woods.
Okay.
I give it 1 because I think
I
it's best neat. I don't think I'd add water. I don't think
you
I'd put it on ice, and I would
can.
never cocktail that.
I don't think you can.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, cocktailing. I'm trying to think of what I would like.
No.
Yeah, you would have.
Nope.
It would be so much work to try and get a good cocktail out of it. Like, so
No.
I'm gonna give it 1.75.
Okay.
Now, actually, we didn't do shelving for the 12, so we'll just do shelving for both.
For the black and the double black.
For the black, where would you put this on your shelving?
Bottom.
Bottom.
Next to my armchair.
For
Middle.
Middle for this one.
Yeah. Did
Yeah, for this one.
I still say middle?
Okay.
Still say middle.
And that.
I want to see.
And Tony goes bottom for both.
Bottom.
Now for this double black, the one you gave 3.5. Which one?
That's going next to my chair. That's not going in the bar. You guys don't like it. I'm not going to share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta give that. For me, the 12 is going on my bottom shelf. The double black is also going upon thine bottom
Yeah,
shelf.
that's fair.
And we move onward and upward, folks. Now we're getting into Johnnie Walker Gold Label Reserve, Master Blenders Reserve. So this is the stuff that the blenders seem to recommend. I've had this before. Very good stuff.
I'm fairly certain I've had this one, but it's been so long that I don't remember.
I'm not sure they sell it to people with no sleeves.
You do have that. There's this is first malt and grain whiskeys, finest malt and grain whiskeys. So I've had this. My brothers and I have enjoyed this one. Oh my!
Oh yeah, so much better on the nose.
Sweet and clean. It is. It's just so clean.
Very clean smelling.
Polite.
Yes.
It's not a honey.
Hello, sir.
It's
Hello, sir. Would
How are
you
you?
like a little bit of scotch?
I would actually.
Yes.
And I think it's only right to have some.
Yes. There's the honey.
Mm-hmm.
That's honey.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah.
Are you picking up anything other than honey?
Honestly, no.
Honey with a small bite in the back. but
I
not
got
much.
no bite, honestly.
Oh, very small in the back.
I'm not feeling liquor. No, I'm not feeling.
That's.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not for me. The flavor isn't super honey. It's the lingering feeling on your palate that reminds you of honey.
Mm-hmm.
It's the familiarity of a honey, what it does to your mouth, not the taste specifically. But like you said, it's clean, and it tastes clean, and it finishes clean, and it's not boozy in the slightest. It's almost non-existent. I don't know. It's good.
I'm getting booze on the rims of my tongue, but not in the middle. But that's just me. This one's pretty damn good.
It is good. It is really good.
So,
I don't think this one has the switch to tell you when you're done.
No, this is one of those scotches.
please drink responsibly.
Yeah, this is a scotch that you would drink more of. You wouldn't sip it. You take drinks.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
And yeah, with any experience I've had with gold, it's you can see why they put it pretty high on their priority list. So, gentlemen, for the Gold Reserve, Johnnie Walker's Gold Label Reserve, right here, folks. What do you give this in terms of blended scotch?
3.
3.
I'm going to go 3.25.
3.25. In terms of blended scotch, I'm going to agree with you, Tony, at 3. At scotch, introducing someone to the very idea of scotch.
Again, I'm very partial to that honey. I think that's a great starting off point, so I'm always biased when it comes to that, so I'm going to give it a 3.5.
3.5.
I believe that. Yeah, 3.5 because it's easy. It's not going to scare anybody away.
No.
This is
a good jumping off point,
Yes,
in my
as
opinion.
I mean, just this to red.
Yep. To introduce someone to scotch, this is amazing. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, gentlemen. 3.5.
All right.
We're unanimous on scotch. This is a good one. Brown spirit.
Oh, 2.75.
I'm going to go 3.25.
3.25. I'm going to kind of go between the two because now I know you're going to disagree, but yes, there are some cocktailings you could do with this.
Sure.
Now, probably not even as many as perhaps the red label or black label, but there are some cocktailings, but this is such a good one that you want to just drink neat,
Yeah.
maybe on the rocks, but...
I would say if somebody offered me a cocktail with this in it, I would never decline it, but I would not seek it out. I'd just
Yes.
say, pour it neat, let me
Yes.
drink it.
Yes.
And I do
so
mean drink.
I'm going to say 3 as a brown spirit.
All right.
Stay there.
All right.
Now, Shelby.
I would actually put... I would definitely go middle.
Middle shelf.
Yep.
I don't know if I have a top shelf, but this is really damn good. I put it middle so you see it.
Okay.
That's,
Okay. For me, it's definitively middle. This is a great blended scotch, and it will... I could see myself getting more bottles of this in the future, especially if it's on a good sale. Yeah, grab it in a second. Now, moving on down the line, gentlemen.
when compared.
All right.
This one I've never had before. I'm really looking forward to it.
Uncharted waters, folks. Here we go.
Johnnie Walker Green Label Blended Malt Scotch Whiskey. A rich and vibrant blend of only single malt whiskeys, including Talisker, Linkwood, Cragganmore, and Caol-Ila.
Whoa. Did you just say Talisker and Cragganmore?
Yep, Caol-Ila.
And Caol-Ila? Oh, wow. Okay.
Jesus, I bought the bottle. I don't know what the fuck.
Those are 3 that you actually have right
Yeah,
over
right
there.
over there.
Right
Rated
now.
R.
And so these are 15 different single malt scotches blended, and the youngest scotch in here is aged 15 years.
Okay.
That's what is the big distinction
that's good.
between scotch versus rum. For scotch, if they say it's aged 15 years, the youngest whiskey in there will be 15 years. And any other whiskey has to be older.
Oh.
With rum, if it says 23 years, the oldest rum is 23 and the rest can be blended all over. But this one, ooh, this is going to be good.
Just the fact that there's 3 in there that we have recently tried, I'm instantly even more excited.
On top of Cardiff.
Yeah, that's true.
Cardiff.
So 4 that we have tried, I'm so excited. Now I'm going to be super biased now. I have a feeling I'm going to probably enjoy this more than I should.
That's my bottle.
All
There
right.
you go, sir.
All
I
right.
am to please.
They can all match that if you want. This was the hardest bottle to find.
All right.
Yeah.
We have been waiting on this to find a green bottle.
And you acquired one for us, sir. So Johnnie Walker Green Label. 15
Wow.
single malts.
Mm.
Only malted barley.
Slightly spicy.
A little bit.
Slightly sweet. But fairly...
The overpeat of the Caol-Ila is really,
Yeah.
really tempered.
Yes.
This is a good blend.
I say, yeah, without even tasting, you can tell they really did their homework on this blend.
Now this particular one, Green Label, really sells well in the Asian market. I don't know what the big reasoning is, but in Taiwan, even when they discontinued Green Label, they still manufactured it for the Taiwanese market because it's that popular there.
Is there any correlation between green and black between Johnnie Walker and Jack Daniels?
I don't believe so. The labels were meant to denote the harshest to the smoothest. Blue is the smoothest of the colors.
Okay.
And,
Through the rainbow.
I did always wonder that.
yeah. Got to remember, back 100, 150 years ago, you were marketing to people that might not know how to read. So a red label, a black label, they knew what was what.
I
And
guess
that's
why.
I asked about the Jack Daniels because
That's partly because like on the green spot Irish that I was showing you earlier, they specifically would label the cork top with a thumbprint of green paint.
Okay.
I really like the smell.
Yeah.
It smells blended.
Yeah.
I think we've dived into the nose enough, folks. Here we go.
Starts smooth and then it explodes on your tongue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
See what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Starts smooth and then it explodes as it moves back.
Oh, goodness.
That's,
wow.
That's, yeah.
Man.
That's a good one.
That has, oh, wow.
Start sweet, finish smoky.
Just
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it dissipates, and then
Nothing's overwhelming.
I
no
would.
One part's overwhelming, but you're right. It starts sweet, and then as it moves back to your tongue, the smoke hits.
If I had to pick two out of what we know is in here, the Cardew, the Talisker, Linkwood, Cragganmore, and Cowlilla, I think the Cragganmore and the Cowl stand out the most for me because you do have that very slight smoky peat, but that Cragganmore has such a honey bite to it. That's what I'm picking up. I'm not even specifically getting the Cardew that we know is in here.
You enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. You're having a deep exploration,
Oh,
as
wow.
you like to say, sir. Yeah, that's really good.
No,
blend.
that has the absolute perfect amount of smoky peatness.
Like, that is the perfect
Wow.
compromise of all of the expressions
Yeah.
of all the different
Oh man.
single malts.
Oh
Because
my.
we've tried many of them. And
Excellent.
because, like, Cowlilla we liked, but there was things we didn't like. Cragganmore, there was things we liked and we didn't like. Talisker, and the way they blended
There wasn't
this.
much I didn't like
This
about
is
the
all the
Cragganmore.
good
True.
shit.
Yes, this is all of the good, none of the bad of all of them. And that's.
They found an excellent blend here.
Jeez. Oh, that's a tough one.
Man.
Denver, Colorado.
So, gentlemen,
That's where I found it. Damn.
All right.
Yeah,
I couldn't find it here.
yeah, great.
as
What
a
do you know?
blended scotch.
4.
Is that fair? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think.
Yep, as a blended scotch, 4 stars is absolutely fair. You're right, that's what I was going to give it before you even open your mouth.
Yep.
4 stars as a
Hey.
blended scotch.
You nailed
As
it.
a scotch, to introduce someone to scotch.
Ooh. 3 1/4.
3 1/4.
375, but don't make it first. Let them enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. This is a great one if somebody wants to get a little deeper in scotch.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely. I like the fact that we sampled so many scotches beforehand that
Yeah.
aren't included in this to fully appreciate the
Yes.
blend.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be able to fully appreciate
No,
it.
definitely not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go between you two and a 3.5. 3.5 as a scotch. Fine product.
So 4 as a blended and averaging out to
About 3.5.
3.5 on a scotch scale. That's pretty good.
Brown spirits.
3.
It'll be on my shelf as soon as I go back and get another one.
3
I will give it.
for brown spirit.
You give me 375. That was.
Oh.
I really
Okay.
like that one.
All right.
I agree with you, Tony. It's a marvelous standalone drink. I don't know if I would Cocktails.
You know what? I'm actually going to disagree. I think if I was going to pick one so far that we've tried 2 cocktail, I would actually use this because it's so diverse.
Now, like I said, in the Asian market, it's really popular, and that's what they use it primarily for. It's
There
for
you have
cocktail.
it.
So, but man, that one's good enough to, I would just let it mellow in the glass for
Yep.
about 15, 20 minutes, and then
Yep.
really dive into it.
Damn.
Shelving.
Top.
Top.
Big top.
Simple enough.
I gotta agree, it's a top shelf.
There you have it.
There's no...
As hard as it was
No
for us
buts
to
about it.
find, it has to be on the top.
That's fair.
And now, we are moving on to the 18-year Johnnie Walker age statements. There's 2 of them, and I was able to acquire a 200 milliliter bottle of both. We've got the standard Johnnie Walker aged 18 blended Scotch whiskey.
That's the standard now.
That this is what you can get now. And then we have Johnnie Walker Platinum Label, which is the old 18-year age statement. They claim that they are the exact same recipe. Well, you know what? I think we'll be the judge of that, guys.
Side by side.
So, yes, so we'll, thank you, sir.
The only thing I have gripe-wise already would be the fact that...
And I'm putting a little more in here so we can go back and forth.
Okay. For me, the only thing I gripe about is I like the fact that this had an actual coloration label. I don't know why they went away from it. Platinum sounds so good. It already has the 18 on the label. I don't know why you would go away from that. I feel like Platinum makes a much better impact if you're shelf browsing.
I think they're planning on putting out some new product that they're going to call Platinum that might not have an age statement. or
That's
a
just
different age statement.
confusing to the consumer. I disagree with it.
And maybe not set the top limit. If platinum's
Yeah.
roll it back and we'll call it 18.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
So
Like I said, putting a little more in here than normal just so we can
Okay.
go back and forth on them. So the nosing glasses are the Platinum, and the shot glasses are
The
the
18.
standard,
Okay.
now 18-year.
What should we start with?
Well, we're obviously going to start with the standard 18, move on up to Platinum, but let's just...
Platinum's in the top.
Yep,
Okay.
so let's...
Ooh. Holy hell.
it aged.
Sweet but floral.
I was just thinking floral. Very
It's
floral
not
pattern.
sugary, it's flowery.
Wow. It's not something I expect from Johnnie Walker, to be honest. I like the smell.
No, let's compare the other.
Yeah.
Let's compare the nose, see if it's the same nose. No.
Ooh, wait a minute. Well, is it just because it's in a different kind of glass?
No.
Are you sure?
I get more.
There's a slight...
I get more
floral.
alcohol smell out of the.
I think that's just because it's shotgunning into your
Is
nose.
it?
That's one great thing about the nosing glass.
Yeah, it does. I don't know.
They're similar, but they're a little different.
I think it's damn near identical, but I'm getting more out of the
This is-
platinum because of the glass, I think.
Yes.
This smells bitter.
Well, let's try the flavor
Okay.
on this. Let's not empty the glasses out so we
Alright.
can do a little back and forth. But
Thank
To
you for
the-
showing us
To
more.
the 18.
minerally,
Minerally, but buttery.
yes.
And no bite. Oh my gosh, there's
Yeah, it's
no bite.
XR smooth.
No bite, no aftertaste. That is a sipping scotch turned into a drinking scotch turned into you're on the floor scotch. Oh, wow.
This is good stuff.
That's
What's your take on it,
outstanding.
sir?
It's easy. It's easy down. It's easy to smell. It's
Buttery after finish.
Yeah. Boy, that's
I'll be frank. That's not what I expected from Johnny.
Now, do we take a sip of the platinum back to back, or do we wait and grade
Nope,
this one
let's
on
try
top?
it. Let's try it.
All right,
back to back. You
all
are.
right. Let's see how it goes. Buttery,
Mm-hmm.
a little more spice.
I was gonna say it was slightly more minerally, actually, from when you said that before.
Yeah, there's mineral, but yes, there's a little more something there. I don't know what. Am I wrong?
It bites. This one bites. more.
Yes,
It bites
I'm
more.
getting bite.
I feel a slight more burn to the platinum, and maybe that is why we differentiated the labels.
Now they claim it's the same recipe, but
It starts-
in my opinion, now when you're blending single malts, there is going to be variance to what you have available to blend. But
It starts, but it sits on your tongue.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does. It lingers a bit
all
more.
right, now let's go back to the
The
18, and then we'll stay on that one and grade it.
To the bottom.
Yeah, the 18. Cleaner taste, cleaner finish, much less boozy.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
All around,
gentlemen.
all around.
Yeah.
For the 18 year, blended Scotch.
Are we just going head to head, or
No,
Just
we'll
on its
rate 'em
own,
both.
standalone. But
Rate 'em
you know,
both.
we will talk about how they differentiate here at the end.
Blended Scotch. I'm gonna give that a 3.75.
that sounds more than fair? Yes.
I'm going to disagree with you, gentlemen. Give that a 4.5.
Wow.
That's an amazing blended Scotch.
Wow.
Minerally, buttery, smooth. I'm just, it's what a blended Scotch is meant to be.
I would say I would
Maybe,
grab the green.
maybe if I
over
didn't
this.
come off the green to this.
Yeah, I think I would go for the green before I went for the 18 if I was comparing the two.
This
True.
This one's a little.
I'm a sucker
It's
for
almost too
older
bitter
age
for me.
statements, though.
It's
Too bitter?
Almost too bitter.
I like you gotta remember, I like European rosés that are known to be minerally and a little bitter, and so I like wines to be like that. So,
kind of like mine with the
yeah.
woods.
So knowing that and knowing kind of my taste
Sure.
of wine, could you understand
Yeah,
why
yeah,
that one would get so high?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, now as a Scotch, to introduce someone to Scotch, if you're gonna now these normally for a $7.50 usually retail about $80 to $90.
We're on 18.
Yes.
Yes.
The 18 as a Scotch, 3.5.
3.5.
I'd say 375 just because I think I could push somebody into this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be maybe a little more generous again, and again, I've had this before, and maybe it's just some personal experiences.
Sure.
You know, many a great long conversation over a bottle of Johnnie Walker
Okay.
18. For Scotch, we go 4 stars.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta be true. Be to thine own self, be true. Socrates' first commandment. So now we move on to brown spirits.
All right. I'm going to go 3.25 on that. Actually.
I'm going to go 3.5 just because you guys are taking into context the cocktail side.
That's what I was saying. I think this would cocktail really well. I know it's a more high dollar option in the line, but I think that the clean finish of this makes it an excellent choice for a cocktail.
And when we just drop it to browns, that is a big pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm giving it 3.5 as a brown.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of the 18. I've never had a bad sip from it. So, gentlemen, top, middle, bottom, top shelf.
Yep.
Up and up. Next to the green.
It will
Next to
be
the green.
going on my top shelf as well. Now we get into the platinum 18. Give it another sip.
Just smells bitter.
I wouldn't say bitter, but there's a spice.
It is
Maybe.
spicy.
Okay.
So there is a difference. Okay, we have
It
established.
lingers. This lingers.
Yes, it lingers more. There's a spiciness to it.
There's a difference between the two.
Yes, we have
There
established.
is.
We have
I
it.
will be damned.
So, you know what? You are here, folks. Exclusive. You are here to see. There is, in fact, a slight difference between Platinum 18 and Johnnie Walker 18. So, Tony G, as a blended Scotch,
3.25.
3.25. Jermz.
3, just because it's a bit bitter for my taste.
For me, I'm going to go 3.5. It's a good blended Scotch, but
I agree.
there is a spice there
Yep.
that could turn some off.
It's undeniable. Clearly, the reasoning for the rebranding is that it may, in fact, be identical formulas, but
Different
there's
blending.
something different there.
Well, you got to remember when you're blending single malts or even grains, even the quality of your grain is going to change from year to year. So that's why if you really like a single malt Scotch of one particular type, you might want to grab up 2 or 3 bottles because it might not quite be the same next year.
Stock it up.
So brown spirits.
3.
3.
Yeah, 3. Yes.
325. I could do some things with this, but not nearly as much as I could do with the now standard 18 label. So, gentlemen, between the two, would you seek out a platinum and go through the time, or would you just pick out
18.
an 18?
I'm 18.
Yep.
Me too. 18 wins out between the two. Now, obviously, top shelf, right?
Still, yeah.
Yes, but Johnnie Walker, your current blend, you've done something right. And now we have arrived at the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Johnnie Walker Blue Label. 1 out of every 10,000 casks in the Johnnie Walker network makes it in to Blue Label.
I'm excited. I'll just say it on camera. I've been excited for this for 4 months now. You picked this up in December of 19, and you sampled it a few times, several times. I wanted my first tasting of this to be during our review, so I am entirely over the moon excited to sample this. So happy to finally be doing it. Will it? So far, green has been my absolute favorite. Can this take the top spot?
Lifetime of rock gut whiskey. I do not deserve Johnnie Walker Blue. But
Welcome to the world of refinery.
Oh, my. Just butter.
Wow. That hits the nose really well. Oh, you know what they say not to just dive right in, but I'm going to dive right into that. Oh.
can you get a smell while I drink it?
Before we get into it,
I'm
Phil,
not near as refined.
am I on? Like, this is a 5-star nose.
The nose for this, we don't rate the nose.
So unoffending.
This is probably, for me, this is what I want to smell when I pour a glass of scotch. That's the smell that you want to smell. It hits on all the right cylinders. It's not overbearing with the booze, but it reminds you that this is, in fact, booze. Sweet.
I approach this like I would a glass of wine in terms of nosing.
It's got a great nose. Oh, wow.
It's sweet,
You know what?
light caramel.
On one of these lines, we should start at the top and work our way down sometime. so, yeah, have we done that here? Oh, the red is a 5-star nose. It's a top shelf.
Nah, we did
No.
this right.
I agree.
Well, gentlemen, it's time.
Almost chocolatey. I don't know. I'm really loving the nose on
It's
this.
just the sweetness.
All right. Bottoms up. Gotta take another moment.
Oh, I saved it.
Mm.
Mmm. Butter.
Yes.
Butter.
A lot of that.
Butterscotch. More butter. No burn. Oh.
Nothing offending.
A great tingle.
Touch of honey at the end.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Where there should be burn, there's just honey and butter.
Wow.
That's oh my God, gentlemen.
That's a master blend.
That is a masterpiece.
If I started with this, I wouldn't be an alcoholic.
Oh.
I drink this much and quit.
Yeah, it's that good.
Oh, wow.
Oh. But still, hey,
I'm just saying.
admitting's the first step, right?
I mean, until you guys get down to Bullet and Jack and
Wow.
So, guys, as a blended scotch,
I'm gonna have to say 4, just because I don't know. If you're calling it blended, I've never tasted anything like it.
Oh, man.
Tony?
That's diverse. That does everything you want a Scotch to do, and then some. I love the buttery sweetness. I love the slight tingle that's not a super booze tingle. It doesn't linger in a bad way. It lingers in a great way. Oh, that's marvelous. That, for a blended Scotch, 4.5.
I don't care what you think, folks. Wash me in your judgment. 5-star blend. Johnnie Walker
I can't really.
5-star blend.
I can't chastise you. That's outstanding.
Now, as a Scotch, introducing someone to Scotch.
4.5.
Introducing 4.25. Yeah. 4.25.
To introduce someone to Scotch, I can't think of a better one.
They won't drink another one.
Yeah, yes, and that's why I'm giving it 5 stars as a Scotch. Yeah. 5-star blended, 5-star Scotch. Brown spirits, Tony G.
4.25.
4.25.
Wow. 4.5. I still got a couple above it.
Well, in terms of brown spirits and its ability to drink alone, to drink on the rocks, to make cocktails, to introduce people with it, to have any kind of a good time, I give Johnnie Walker Blue 5 out of 5 stars, folks. Yes.
Wow, that's a 15-star rating for
Yes.
Johnnie Walker Blue.
Yes, folks. So yes.
At least one of us knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you, sir. So shelving, really?
I'm not sharing it with anybody. But
Yeah. So like that's
I'm
gonna
putting this in the drawer
Like,
so nobody
yeah.
knows that I have it.
Yeah, that's
if you
like
ask
Chicken
me,
says.
if
It's
you
going in
ask
the
me, I
cabinet.
might admit I have it.
Yes. Like Chicken
True.
said he would hide it in the cabinet. Like, it's like, yeah, this is, what, Johnny, yeah, here's some Johnnie Walker. Yeah, that's how good that one is.
No, it's this good.
Oh. Yeah, so
That's true.
Johnnie Walker Blue Label,
Outstanding.
your reputation is well deserved.
You're not even going to leave a little bit of room for improvement for the Ghost and Rare.
Well, I can put it on top of my entire cabinet.
Okay, alright.
So, you know, like there is that room. Like, rather than top shelf, it just sits on the top of the cabinet entirely. And also,
Okay.
remember, I have broken the Meltzer scale before, so I might have to for that. But
that
this,
was ridiculous. Let's not even get into that here.
But this, I mean, come on. I'm sorry. Am I really being that generous?
It's generous, but I can't chastise you for it.
Exactly. So, folks, as I am known to say around here, well, actually, first, I mean, other than blue, what's your favorite, guys?
Blue, then green. Then 18.
Green, blue.
Oh,
Really?
I love that double.
wow.
I like the double.
You
black.
would go green, blue, double black.
I do.
Wow. Wow. So double black got some real marks from you today.
I'll be damned.
It's the woods.
The 12
it really
did-
is.
The
Okay.
12 did a lot better with me than I thought it would. So I'm not going to turn my nose up on a Johnnie Walker black anymore.
Alright.
But, oh my God. Blue, obviously.
I'm blue.
I'm having a real hard time distinguishing between their current 18 and their green label. Those are both tough.
If it puts it in a light for you, I would pick green, 18, then platinum.
Yep. And
Well, blue, green,
Gold
18, platinum.
impressed me, but yeah, this blue label is amazing. My goodness, folks. But as I am known to say around here, all that being said, folks, this has been our review of the Johnnie Walker line, the spectacular Johnnie Walker line. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partners, Jermz,
Good night.
Tony G,
Your 6-time champion, Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe, It's all right down there, folks. And as you can see, we are as diverse as it gets. This is as in-depth as it gets, folks. You can't get better reviews than you can right here. So again, like, share, subscribe.
Sleeves.
Yep, we get all the perspectives we can, folks. And this has been a long time coming, one that I've been looking forward to. And guys, we got through it. We're still standing. So
these are all ours.
Yep. Oh my goodness. So yeah, this is a lot of fun and some bottles here for time to come. And yes, I'm gonna be whipping up some interesting cocktails in the coming days and weeks, and I'll be sharing them with you. No.
Slide one back.
No, yeah, that one's.
Just put that down there.
I don't know what special occasion we're gonna pop that open on, but I'm saving it for a good one. So, folks, this has been our review of the Johnnie Walker.